Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a wonderful, amazing weekend. And to all you moms out there, I hope and pray you had a great Mother's Day, that your husbands, that your nieces, that your nephews, your sons, your daughters, everybody in your world made you feel special, because that's what you are. So on to today's 5-minute reality bite. Just want to talk to you all for a few moments around a oft-quoted scripture that is beloved by people in the church and even outside the church, Philippians 4:13. That scripture says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's a great scripture. I love it. I don't throw any salt at that scripture. I don't hate on that scripture at all. But I do think that many times when we know a scripture very, very well, or we're very familiar with the scripture, we have a tendency to pull it out of its context. We snatch it away from its original group of verses. And what happens is we don't get the full power and the full import of that particular scripture. Now, with this particular scripture here, I love it, but I think we quote it incompletely. We quote it outside of the full range of what it totally means. Here we find out in Philippians 4:13, Paul is writing here to the church at Philippi, one of the churches that he started. He says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Now, what does that mean? We know on a surface level that it means, as a human who can't do much on my own, that when I'm working with Christ, I can do several things. I can do amazing things. That's as far as we take it. But let's rewind a few verses to really get the power of this particular scripture. Philippians 4, chapter 11, Paul is thanking the Philippian church and congratulating the Philippian church on their heart, saying, I know that you wanted to take care of me. I know you were going to look out for me. I know you had a heart to come to my aid, but the opportunity was not there. You didn't have the opportunity. And that's fine. He said, because I don't speak in respect of need, or I don't speak and say this because I want or need something from you. He said, I say it on the contrary, said, don't get it messed up, because I have learned to be with a little. I've learned how to be with a lot. So Paul says, not only have I learned to acquire a lot or learn how to lose even, but I've learned how to be with those different things. And see, a lot of us in life, we don't know how to be with those things. One of my closest friends in the world, who's living abroad right now, he was talking about a time when his kids they were living in a small house, and that the kids loved the small living space more than they loved the larger living space that they were in, because kids have an ability to adapt, and they know how to deal with a lot or little, and they can be happy in each of those places. So Paul says, not only have I learned to be happy in each place, but I've learned to be content in each place, meaning that I've learned to have a mindset that is resting and believing God and trusting God and just cool where I am. He says, I've learned to be in a place where I'm content with a lot and a little. And it's for this reason and no other reason only that I'm able to do all things through Christ that strengthens me. It's not because I have all this other magic working, but because I've learned to be in both ends of the spectrum and be cool. Learn to be straight and okay and blessed at this place of having $1 million and at this place of being flat broke. This is why and he says, I'm content in these places, and I can see, or I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me here, because he's been with me there. So you have to be in a place where you have seen God move and have ridden the waves with God in order to be in a place where I can finally exclaim, I can do anything through Christ that gives me strength, or through Christ that strengthens me. So Paul is speaking, because I've been at these places, I can now be here, and it's positional. So Christ is a conduit of sorts. He says, so I can do it through Christ. So unless I'm positioned correctly with Christ, unless I'm in a place where his power can be seen through me and seen in me, I do nothing. So I love it here. So next time you quote the scripture, don't just say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, without realizing that verse comes from somewhere else that you have not even read or have not even considered. So next time, just go back a few verses to verse 11 and look and see what Paul said as to why he could do all things through Christ that strengthens him. Listen, I'm done with my 5 minutes for today, you guys. But I love you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.